Hello viewers, welcome to this video. In the previous video we saw how to install Gcloud and how to initialize your Gcloud environment, right? So in this video, what I'm going to be showing you is how you can use Gcloud with multiple accounts. Say if you've got additional Gcloud Google Console account that you want to use with Gcloud, then let's see how we can initialize with the other account. So yeah, let's get started. Which Gcloud? So we've got Gcloud installed, and if I do Gcloud auth list, so this is from our previous video. We added our first account, just me and Opensource at gmail.com. So that's the account. I've also got an additional account, a testing account, where I usually do some testing before recording the video on this account. So I'm going to add the other account as well. So before that, let's go through some the commands that are useful. So Gcloud auth list, that shows you the list of credentials that you have stored in your Gcloud environment on your machine. And you've got Gcloud configurations list. So this is where we will be adding another second configuration. So you can add as many configurations as you want for your different Google accounts, Google Cloud accounts, right? So at the moment we've got just one account. By default, when you create your first account using Gcloud init, the configuration will be named default, and you can also see that in the Gcloud info commands output. So you can see here the active configuration name is default, and the configurations are stored under your home directory in .config, Gcloud and configurations. Okay, so if you do .config Gcloud configurations, there we go. So that's the file that we've got for our first configuration. So we can do things like Gcloud compute, instances list, and so on, all sorts of operations. So Gcloud projects list, the list of projects that I've got. So that's the account, and I've got two projects, just me production and just me testing. Cool. Alright, so now let's add our second account to this Gcloud environment. Gcloud, I'm going to do Gcloud init again. So when you do Gcloud init, we've already done the Gcloud init for the first account. So now when you do Gcloud init again, it's going to give you some options. So the first option is, do you want to reinitialize? It already found that we are using the default configuration here. And do you want to reinitialize this configuration? If you want to change some settings, or if you want to change the account that you want to connect to, or any sort of changes that you want to do, you can go with option 1 to reinitialize it. But we're not going to go with that one. We are going to create a new configuration. All right, so option will be 2, and we need to give this configuration a name. Let's call it testing account, checking the network connection. And now it's asking us for the account that we want to use to connect to the Google Cloud account. So that's the email from the first account that we added, just me and Opensource at gmail.com. So now I'm going to log in with a new account because this is a new Google Cloud Console account. So option 2, and it's going to give me the browser login so that I can choose which account I want to log in. And if I go in here and choose the account that I want to use and click allow, and you are now authenticated. Back in here, it now gives me the list of projects in that Google Cloud account, and I can choose the default project. You can always change the project later, but for this initialization, you have to choose a default project. So you can see here you are logged in as just me and opensource.testing at gmail.com. So that's my second account, and I'm going to choose option 2, just me playground project. Select that. Do you want to configure a default compute region and zone? You don't have to, but you can also do this. So I'm going to choose Europe West 2A, which is I think Ireland region. So option 25. Alright, that's done. So now if I do Gcloud auth list, now I can see there are two credentials that I have stored. So just me and Opensource at gmail.com, and that's the second account that we added recently. And once you do a Google Cloud Gcloud init, that account, the account that you just created, will be active. So that's the current active account, and you can also look in Gcloud configurations list, So you can see here, this is the account that we just added. We gave it the name testing account. So that's the name of the configuration we are currently using, and the original configuration, the default one, is set to false. It's not active at the moment. So once you create the account, the new account will be active. All right, so now I can do Gcloud projects list. So that's listing me the projects from my testing account. So now if you want to switch between your configurations, the command is Gcloud config configurations activate. So basically you can do list. That's what we did here, and we've got these two configurations, default and testing account, and the currently active account is testing account. Here you can see that. So activate, that's the command, and which configuration you want to activate, the default one. And if you do that, so now that is activated. And if I do Gcloud config configurations list, there we go. So now you can see here the default configuration is active, so that's set to true. Previously the testing account was active. That's good. Now I can do Gcloud projects list, so it's going to list projects from my default configuration, this one. You can also verify this from Gcloud info. That tells you which active configuration we are currently using, which is default. Now let's try and switch it back to the other account. Gcloud config configurations activate testing account. Okay, that's done. And if I do Gcloud info, now you can see here the active configuration is testing account, and the active configuration path is that one. All right, so now let's take a look at the path. .config Gcloud configurations. Now we have config default and config testing account. So we have two configurations. Cool. So how do we delete a configuration? So in order to delete the configuration, you can't be in that configuration. The configuration you're about to delete shouldn't be activated. I mean, Gcloud config configurations list. So now I want to delete this testing account configuration that I just added, but I won't be able to delete it because I'm currently using that configuration. All right, so I need to switch the configuration first to another configuration. Let's do that. Gcloud config configurations activate default. And now if I do list, so the default configuration is active. So now we are good to delete the testing account. All right. So the command to delete is Gcloud config configurations. You can take a look at the help option here. For the configuration, you have the activate command. If you want to create new configuration, you can give the create command. For deleting, which is what we will be using, is the delete command, describe, and then list. Okay, let's do that. Gcloud config configurations. I haven't used describe command before. Let's see. Describe the configuration name testing account. Okay, so it just basically gives you some details about the configurations. All right, so now let's go ahead and delete that. Gcloud config configurations delete testing account. Just asking for a confirmation. Yes, that's done. Gcloud config auth list. Gcloud auth list, not config auth list. Gcloud auth list. Okay, the details are still stored there, but the account should be, the configuration should be gone. Gcloud config configurations list. Yeah, that's gone. We only have one at the moment. And if you look in the config Gcloud configurations directory, that's also gone, and you can always go ahead and reinitialize it because we already have this. If you do Gcloud auth list, the credentials, we still have the credentials, the authorization. We can go ahead and add it again. Gcloud init, just I'm going to do an init again. So the current configuration is default. Let's create a new one. So option 2, create a testing account, give it a name, testing account. And now it's not asking for us to authenticate because we've already authenticated, and you can see here I'm going to use this email ID. So 1, you are logged in. That's it. So it didn't ask me for the authorization. So I'm going to choose option 2, default zone. I'm going to choose Europe West. Cool. So now Gcloud config configurations list. Cool. I think that's all I wanted to show you in this video. Just wanted to show you a real use case, because you'll be dealing with multiple Google Cloud accounts, and using Gcloud you can interact with multiple accounts. You just need to switch between the accounts, switch between the projects, and so on. So I hope you found this video useful. Please share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you all in my next video. Bye bye.